time, before you ever start this process, you want to make sure that you get absolutely as much water out of the fat as you can. It will naturally sink to the bottom in the refrigerator, and you want to pour that off somehow. So I have some fat here that have not rendered, and you can see the white streaks in it. That's water or broth, and you see how this is moving because it's wet. When you put it in your pan, it'll sizzle, and it'll cause little chicken crispy stuff in the bottom of your pan, and it's kind of annoying. I just finished rendering this week's chicken broth, and I thought, while I had the rim baking sheet messy, I might as well do the rest of that too. This is what it looks like when it's finished rendering. See how it's so clean? And on the bottom you've got a few of those chicken crispies that get in your pan, but this has absolutely no water in it whatsoever. It's just fat. And when you put it in your pan, it won't sizzle up and it won't have as many splatters. You do that on a 250-degree oven because we want the water, which boils at 110, to boil out. So we're gonna wait, basically leave it in this 250-degree oven until it stops bubbling. Okay, you see all those bubbles? That's where the water has boiled out and all of the solids, and when I stir it, it doesn't get any more bubbly. Oh, it is getting more bubbly, so it needs to go a little bit longer. Okay, so it's been about 2 hours. Obviously, it's not something you really need to worry about. But when I stir it around, there's crust on the bottom. Crust on the bottom, and no bubbles are coming up. When no bubbles are coming up, then that means all the water is gone. But you need to move it from this container to a different container in order to get all the crusties out. I'm just going to put it in with this same thing. You can run it through a strainer if you want to, but as long as you don't stir up the bottom too bad, there's not enough that are going to get in there. So no worries. That's the chicken solids that was left in the grease. All of the water I either poured out or I cooked off. So this is real easy to clean. It doesn't stick because there was so much oil in here. So I've got a hot pan here and I've got my clarified chicken fat, and you can see when I put clarified chicken fat in there, it's smoking, it's so hot, but it's not sizzling. And that's the difference between fat that has water in it and fat that you've clarified that doesn't have the water in it. I don't know if you can see the smoke, it's so hot, but it's smoking, but it's not sizzling. So it's actually a much easier way to work with the fat, but a lot of times I just let it sizzle